Hey everybody, Everyman Prepping here. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for coming by, spending some time. Please like the video, subscribe if you find the information useful. And those returning, thank you so much for joining me again. And we're going to get right to it. What it is, we're going to talk today about what news that's coming out over the last day or so that is firing up the prepping community and kind of giving some people some concerns. But it's the HHS buying some radiation sickness medicine, and they put out a memo, and we're going to check it out here. As you can see, it says here the HHS purchased drug for use in radiological and nuclear emergencies. So this has got everybody fired up. You got some of these channels out there, whether or not they're fear-mongering up, they're saying, look, this means we're going to a nuclear war. It's happening. It's going to happen. Get ready. I think we need to slow down and maybe look at some other things that could be happening here. Did they buy this drug? Yes. It says the Health and Human Services is purchasing a supply of the drug Nplate. Nplate is made by Amgen in Southern California. And basically what it says here, they spent $290 million to buy this drug. And it's going to be in the managed inventory of Amgen, so it's not going overseas. Supposedly not going to the military. It's going to be kept with Amgen because it's got to be preserved, and they think that's the best way to keep it. It's got to be kept cool all the time. But it's an injectable drug, and what it does is to help combat radiation sickness. ARS, also known as radiation sickness, occurs when a person's entire body is exposed to a high dose of penetrating radiation, reaching the internal organs in matters of seconds. So it's something that's got to be distributed or given right away when you're exposed to high dose radiation like a nuclear explosion. And it says symptoms of this ARS, or of the radiation sickness, is impaired blood clotting, low platelets, and this drug basically helps produce platelets. It helps take some burden away from the bone marrow, which is affected by radiation. We can see here that in this other article, it says to increase survival in people, including adults and children as young as full-term neonatals with hematopoietic syndrome or acute radiation syndrome, ARS, which occurs following an acute exposure of doses of radiation that reduce the activity of the bone marrow, resulting in fewer platelets of other cells. And it says down here, like I said, Nplate works to boost your body's production of platelets. So, the government's buying $290 million of this. You can look it up and research. It's about $1,200 a dose. Let's say they paid full fare, because when does the government not pay full fare for anything? It's around 242,000, 250,000 doses. That's not a lot. And 290 million is not really that much. I mean, if we all remember what happened with, this going on the last couple of years, they put billions and billions countries across the world into the certain C-19 vaccine. And so 290 million is not that much. 250, 300,000 doses, is that enough for one strike? Is that enough for just the military? Yes. So is it a big deal? It's an indicator that an attack is imminent? I don't think so, because a few things. First of all, it could be just for the military. Okay, we're going to supply it. It's going to be kept here. By the way, it's not going overseas. It's being kept here, they say, in the United States. So it's just precautionary in case something happens here. Do they have idea that might be a dirty bomb coming? They just need doses here for one city? Maybe. Another possibility I think is more possible is continuity of government. Let's say there is a nuclear attack here within the United States, an EMP, fallout radiation. The government's going to take care of themselves first. So that many doses is enough for federal, high state officials, high-ranking people that they want to make sure stay alive. They want to get them into the bunkers. They didn't make it in time. They got to give them the stuff to keep them alive. So continuity of government is what I think this amount of doses could be useful for. And don't think that there's not a order merit list, an OML list, where people are prioritized. Most likely, me, you, we're not on that list. Other people, the elites, the rich, the hopefully they're getting some scientists in there, but there is a list they have of people that are going into the bunkers. And there's bunkers in the United States, deep underground military bases. They're there, and the government will go there first, and the high-ranking officials and the elites and whoever I have on this will be in there, and this could be for them. The third option that I'm talking about is what I think is most likely, right now at least. Yeah, there's some threat of nuclear war, but this isn't about 290 million is nothing. I think this is more of politicians, both left and right. They both do this, but it's a political payoff. It's political money laundering. Don't let a tragedy go to waste. So the talk is nuclear war right now. The public will accept the fact that, oh, maybe we need to prepare. So let's funnel government funds to another major pharmaceutical company. Are we paying them off? They then going to take that money, some of that money, and then do they donate to this political party or that political party or this political cause? I think that's more likely. So much money was shoved into the last few years into pharmaceutical companies, billions of dollars worth. This I see could be just, let's launder some money through another pharmaceutical company. Let's pay off some people at Amgen that maybe were beneficial to some people in government. So we're buying a ton of stuff. No one's going to question it because, Russia's threatening. Russia's saber rattling with their nuclear stockpile. This is a great cover. So out of those three possibilities that, this is for the military, this is for continuity of government, or this is more or less just a way to boondoggle some money to some special interest, I would bet on that right now. It could be one of the other ones, but I always want to follow the money, actually. And then talking on a side note away from this, so done with that subject, let's move on to something else I want to talk about. The people that are thinking that, whether in this community, you see other YouTubers or even the mainstream media that are, talking about nuclear war is coming. It's going to happen. Russia's going to do it. Well, these are the same people that are saying that Ukraine's winning. They pushed Russia back. Russia's retreating. Russia has basically lost. There's some local radio show guys in the area where I live that were on the radio the other morning talking about how Russia's already lost. Russia's over. They're retreating from Kharkiv area. They've given up a lot of the north and the east. They're done. They just need to admit to themselves that they've lost. Besides the fact that they just took over 20% of Ukraine, and they're telling the world and the rest of Ukraine, come and take it. This is ours. These 4 territories in the south, they're ours now. Come and take them. But besides that, they're saying, oh, Russia's lost. But let me tell you one thing. If Russia does conventionally lose, if they are pushed out and looks like they're going to lose all the gains, they're going to lose these 4 territories, and they're going to be pushed back into the borders of Russia, yeah, you're going to have a nuclear response at that time. No way is Russia giving back all that they've done and just go back with their tail between their legs and say, okay, we admit defeat, have Ukraine back, our bad, take all those losses. Not happening. There will be a tactical or strategic, most likely tactical response to that. So everybody pushing that Ukraine's winning and it's great, they better be careful what they wish for. Not that I want Russia to succeed over there, but I'm just saying, not taking any side. If Russia doesn't succeed conventionally and they start getting pushed back and it looks like they're going to lose, I think that's when the huge possibility of the nuclear war happens. So what do? Can you get some of this Nplate stuff? I doubt it. I don't know who can get this stuff. It'd be great if you could. More power to you if you can get some of this stuff. But other than that, use that ThyroSafe. Your potassium iodide. Save your thyroid at least. Nuclear warhead gets close to you. There's nothing you can do anyway. So get some of that stuff and then just keep doing what you're regularly doing. That's all I have for you right now. So I wouldn't freak out too much about this. The government buying this small amount of Nplate radiation sickness pills. We'll keep our eyes on the situation, see if they purchase more or larger quantities or start moving it to different locations if we can find out. But till then, keep your ear to the ground and head on a swivel.